Shall we start with our meeting? Let me greet everyone present here. We can start with our meeting. Protocol observed. Item number 1. Opening and welcome. Councillor Pascal, you got that? Let me welcome our management, led by our municipal manager, MPAC members, member of mayoral committees, the chairpersons who are here, and people in the gallery, if they are. You are all welcome. Feel free to engage our own municipal issues so that we progress, so that our own performance is well visible. Thank you very much. It is well, you are all welcome. Item number 2, introductions and acknowledgement. I don't know if introductions is necessary. We all know each other. We can switch straight to item number 3. Apologies. In front of me, I've got apology. Okay.
The last time there was a complaint that the MPAC cannot attend this meeting. So it's got other people who are with you.
Thank you, MNC Mataki. I can put it on the table. Is it supported?
Chairperson.
Councillor Maston.
Yeah, I was thinking there's a new apologies from anyone else, it will be MAC or whatever. I think the apologies must be brought to the table so that we can be informed who's not here.
I've got some of the apologies with me. What I want to know, I want if there is someone who supports what MNC Mataki is saying. He is proposing that because some of us were not attending an example of MNC, it's better for us to do introductions so as to know who is available or the one who is not available. Councillor.
No, thanks very much, Chairperson. Good morning to everyone present here. I would stand to differ with the MNC because I think there's an attendance register circulating in this particular sitting whereby it will help the community to identify who's not here and who's here. I think it's not a big deal. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Councillor Gay. We have got two issues. Let me see by show of hands who is supporting this one. Councillor Maston.
Chairperson, I think it's not two issues, it's one issue. It's just that maybe I failed to
Two ideas, I mean.
yes, maybe I failed to say I don't support what the MNC Mataki suggested. In fact, myself and Councillor Pierre, we are saying the same thing, that we don't support that because there's attendance register there. And also the apologies will be rendered in your table.
Thank you for the support of that one. The matter is closed. We can continue. Anyone? Councillor?
Thank you very much, Chair. In my front here, I've got an agenda. Item number 1, it says opening and welcome. Item number 2 says introduction and acknowledgement. I'm not sure if this is the agenda that we're going to use today. And if that's the agenda we're going to use today, can you please follow that agenda?
Thank you, Councillor. Let me just say like this so that we get progress. When I greet you, I said if there are people in the public gallery. So let's just do it for instance they are so that they know us. I'm the chairperson of MPAC, Councillor Mkata. Please follow.
Chair, sorry, Chair. I think what if we are on item number 2, there is an invitation that went to the office of the executive mayor. There is an invitation that went to the office of the accounting officer. Then if there is a problem, and then there's the chairperson of MPAC, and then we propose that the accounting
item number 2. Thanks, Councillor Mutulia. Before let me start by introducing MPAC members. Starting with Councillor Mutulia, Councillor Mutata, Councillor Muloto, Councillor Kagamura, Councillor Hamisi, where is he? Councillor Masukami, Councillor Masukami, Councillor, oh, that is we say by name. Okay. And then Councillor Pili and Councillor Mawoko. And then MM, can you please introduce the management?
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and good morning to all members, MPAC, and members of the committee, the speaker, and the colleagues that are here. The team from the administration, it's myself, our manager, who is going to lead this change public operating manager infrastructure, then followed by the operating manager responsible for community services, and then we have Mr. from the team, the executive manager themselves, and we have Mr. Mahowa, the team executive manager corporate services, and then we deal with the employees that we are at chairperson, and then we have got the team executive manager defense,
Further. That is the team that we have. And lastly, we've got the manager from the office of the mayor, Dr. Puti Malega at the back, as well as Mr. Jack Ramahol, the chief risk officer. This is the team that we have from the administration. Thank you so much.
On the side of MMC's Councillor Lamilon.
Thanks, Chairperson. We have MMC Ramapolo, MMC for Finance, MMC Mataji, MMC for Sense, MMC Rakana, MMC for Community Services, MMC Masowa, MMC for Defense, and we also have the Speaker, Councillor Masakaki.
Thank you very much, Acting Mayor. Item number 3. Chairpersons, I acknowledge your presence. Feel free to be with us. And thank you for the support. Let's go to the next item. Apologies. In front of me, I've got a letter from the executive mayor. She is now attending Salga National Council of Mayors International Convention Center. And then I've got another apology from the speaker, a departure for other meetings. There are only 2. Are apologies accepted?
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Chairperson, allow me to register the apologies from the colleagues that are not here. The first one being the acting CFO, Mr. Tiropilusa, is on sick leave as from this morning due to the burden of flu. And then the second one is the Executive Manager Corporate Services, Mr. Nape Murifi. He is on paternity leave as from family, as his family has received a new baby. Mr. Makoba is acting in his place, and Ms. Mariette Fender is acting in the place of the acting CFO. And then lastly, the Executive Manager, the PEMS, Ma'am Natalo Mashiro. She is leading the administrative delegation to be part of the Public Service Week, which is a national program that is taking place across the province and specifically in our municipalities. There are activities that she is representing the accounting officer. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Thank you, I didn't read the letter of Executive Mayor in all. At the end, it says Councillor Salamulela MMC has been requested to stand in for her during MPAC public hearing meeting. Our apologies accepted. Thank you, Councillor Mawate. Any second now? Thank you, Councillor Masukami. Question, item number 4, questions and responses. 4.1, questions and responses for 2021-2022 fourth quarter performance report. Straight to the first question. The first question says the department planned to refurbish 2 purification plants, which was not met. And the department reported 1 package plant achieved area than planned as a challenge. Since the department managed to refurbish the package plant earlier than planned, how many package plants were refurbished during 2021-2022 financial year? The second question, when and where the package plants refurbished? Acting Mayor.
Chairperson, can we agree that we
Thank
stick
you.
to the resolution of council and allow administration to continue responding until we get the response from Treasury? Thanks
Where is it, MPAC members? Acting Mayor says because we are still waiting for the council response, we can continue with management. Shall we take raw as it is? Councillor Abdullah.
Well, maybe let's check on the resolution. When the resolution came to council, what informed the resolution to come to council? If there is a communication that went back to Treasury and all those kinds of things, can Chairperson advise us as to what was informing us to inform council that there is an issue whereby if we meet like this, we must speak to the mayor. The mayor will look for clarity or people to assist, which is the accounting officer of the team, so that we know what or council what we are waiting What are we waiting for from the treasury? It's a letter yauri
Councillor Mutola, puchuli ni tisha mon now refer people who are in the meeting.
Okay. Chair, we have been not complying, and it was gazetted that the MPAC should speak to the executive mayor, and then the executive mayor has the people who assist. If there is somewhere where it's a technical issue, we'll request the accounting officer to elaborate further. And we have not been doing that. It's not a new thing. And then we were advised by the very same treasury and the court that this thing is here, it's gazetted, it's here. What are you waiting for? And then we came to council. We spoke to council about what is there, and then there was an agreement. So maybe capturing of the resolution or a question at treasury, or what is it that we want from treasury? I can wish EM question. Like, for example, we do sometimes ask accounting officer, then the accounting officer will then say manager infrastructure, and then the director of infrastructure takes us through like that.
There is it. What do we do? MMC Slamorela acting mayor.
All committees of council report to council. And it is only council that can rescind its own decision. Council resolved. And if ever there's any need for us to rescind a decision of council, it means we must go back to council. We are saying there's a resolution of council that said that we must seek something in writing from treasury so that we are able to move in line with that. And we can't be coming to this committee now and start questioning a resolution of council. We want to stick to resolutions of council, and we will abide by resolutions of council. And that's why we are saying where we are now, we are still awaiting that response as per the resolution of council. And whilst waiting for that response, we are saying let's continue the way we've been continuing. Unless if you are saying to us today, you must move against the resolution of council. If MPAC is saying, as a committee of council, it wants this sitting to move against the resolutions of council, the speaker is here with advice. Thanks very much.
Follow up. We are not fighting. You know, maybe let me bring this picture to the EM now. Is that we went back to treasury. We asked them in a meeting, give us anyway there, give us something in writing so that we can give the EM. They responded. I still remember we were somewhere in the ranch or something. I remember when we spoke to them to say, give us in writing that they said it is here, it's gazetted, but I must be corrected, Lina, if I still remember that, because when I go to meetings, I like to pay attention. They said, but we'll try to write, unless if those guys are thugs. Unless if we were dealing with us, because they said to us, okay, fine, we'll try to write something. I still recall what we spoke to them. To say, notify us in writing, notify the EM in writing, so that give us the letter that we give them. They said, but this thing is here, but it's fine, we'll assist you again in writing something. So which means there was no any letter that came to this municipality from them, so that we can then proceed and leave them alone.
Thank you, Councillor Mutola. I think point made. As the chairperson of MPAC, I'm going to say, because we are still waiting for the council resolution that will update all of us, that will show us whether there is a progress or not. For now, let's continue like we used to, but in the council meeting, we are going to emphasize that issue that you are saying, Councillor Motola, that it is gazetted before we can start with that in the MPAC gathering. Shall we start? Already I have raised the questions. Please respond. Tobela, Councillor Muru.
I think we may need to check. I don't know the word for it, but the legality of us continuing with the meeting, that perhaps there's a clear instruction from Treasury as to how we should conduct the meeting. The speaker is here. I think also you can advise that we are just waiting for a letter according to what I'm hearing, what is being discussed. So I don't know what, suppose we continue, would the decisions that we are going to take here be binding and possible or not?
Thank you, Councillor Muru. Speaker, do you have anything to advise? Before Speaker, there is a hand of Councillor Piedi.
No, thanks. You ruled on that matter. I don't think we should be here even to argue further on that matter. I thought you ruled on that matter. Thanks.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thanks, Chairperson. Greetings to all. I think she covered it. You already ruled on that. Just continue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Chair, if you are in the audience, may I request the Executive Manager of Infrastructure to then complete
Thank you, Municipal Manager, and good morning to honorable members. My name is Ndichenis Kaul, Executive Manager, Infrastructure Services. I'm responding to question 1. Answer to question A is that a total of 3 package plans were refurbished during 2021-2022 financial year. Answer to question B is that the Taraning package plant in Joburg was completed in December 2021. The Lisa package plant in Rumole was completed in February 2022. And we also have Silver Mine package plant which is in Joburg and which was completed in June 2022. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Anything from MPAC members? There are the answers. Councillor Mabote.
Thank you very much, Chair. Let me check with the Executive Manager through MPAC as to why did they not review the target. Because they knew that their performance will be based on the target they set. If they've achieved the target. And I also want to check with him as to the packaged plant that were refurbished. Are they now functional as we speak? Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Executive Manager.
Thank you, Chairperson. Through you, the issue of reviewing the target, it normally happens in February. And what happened here is that, according to our program, we were supposed to complete 2 package plans by April. However, we managed to complete them before time. One was completed by end of February, after the adjustment of the target, and another one was completed by end of June. So we couldn't adjust the target, but when you are doing the assessment, if you plan to achieve 2 targets and you achieve 1 area, when they assess you, because you have already achieved the target, they don't just say you have achieved. They wanted to see two that have been achieved by that quarter. So hence they said it's not achieved, whereas it was achieved earlier. The package plans, the package plans are currently at handing over stage testing, and they are working, Jefferson. The one at Silver Mine, we have been testing it. We have realized that along the line that is coming to the package plant, we've got a lot of illegal connection, and water is not in the package plant as anticipated. So the O&M team is busy removing the illegal connection so that more water can reach the package plant. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Manager Infra. Is there anything from MPAC members? Councillor Mutul.
Thank you, Chair. Now, the first one that I want to ask the director, when you say the package plant it's working, are you saying it's working because everything is there, or are you saying it's working because they are utilizing it? I want to check that. That's the first one. And then number two is, who is responsible for operating this package plant? Is it water quality unit? Is it O&M unit? I want to check on that. Thanks.
Executive Manager.
Thank you, Chairperson. And through you, the municipal manager. In terms of working, when you complete the project based on the scope that you have been given, what you normally do, you test the project and check if what you have installed is working. And then there's another operational part of it now, in terms of the checking the sustainability of the program, of the project, based on the sources, because a project is linked to other programs that are there. Hence we said they are working based on the testing that has been done, and I've pinpointed the one that is having a problem now in terms of sustainability. Yeah, the delivery of water into the package plant that was tested and it was working. So we have found that water does not reach the package plant with the volume that is required, which can then sustain service delivery to all the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mabote.
The second question was not answered.
Okay, my apology for that. In terms of who is responsible for operation is scientific services, but if there are maintenance issues that are there, operation and maintenance will go and attend to them. But in terms of management and daily operation,
or inside water quality or community, because I'm raising this basic and all these things that we are doing as the municipality. People, they bypass them.
And some they will say they bypass them because Ichiana, obviously, I agree at Inaisha Tankesha, and Ichiana, and one hour maybe for a great living majority time, yes, at clean idea on then what they do, but they bypass, they don't use the reticulation, they just pump water, it goes straight to the main tank, and then they open, people drink the water that is served. We want to show that we know the person who is responsible, and obviously they must be trained. You can, I don't know pompa means that that's why we want you to or educate and say but to operate a machine hole. Give out to under the unit, yes, so never train train you about the certificate so that we know what if people to bypass. What is it that must have? We cannot go into the infrastructure of saying people are drinking water that is salty. And then we go there, it's nice, it's working, they're not using it, they are bypassing it. And then tomorrow they're going to go to human rights and say they are drinking, the CGM is giving them a water that is not proper. So can you please educate us on that so that we know who's responsible for operating that plant?
Thank you very much for the question. According to the organogram that has been approved by Council, we've got positions of process controllers who are supposed to operate the package plant. The process controllers are under water quality. But the current arrangement is that because of the vacant positions, we've got borehole operators who are available in those schemes, and they are assisting in terms of operating the package plant at the moment. But the positions for the process controllers are advertised. The process is ongoing. As soon as the process controllers who are trained, who are qualified with a necessary certificate are appointed, they will then be deployed to some of those.
Thank you very much. So these borehole operators, they are trained to operate that plant.
It's not a formal training, but on-job training that has been done by the contractors and our project managers. Before handing over a project, we normally request that the training be conducted on how to operate the package plant.
Yeah, now enclosure, Chair, I have enclosure now. Maybe we must give him a chance because why are we saying this that this code? We are not fighting. Well, pump operators are not trained to operate those things. They are there, they are not weak. We just had even one yesterday, and it's not the first one we saw. And we went to two of them yesterday. And then the contractor, that guy, he was a contractor, that one who said, as soon as I had any fail. That I asked you, unity, water quality, so by our own pump operators who are there, they are still waiting. Some of them, they are saying they are waiting for training so that they can use that machine. And then by the way, they continue to give people water that is not purified. So you need to zoom in. That's why I said, if it's the unity water quality, you need to check. If it's operation and maintenance, you need to check as to people where the plant is, and you know it's working. You must check or not. The guy who pump water there, so that after training, let's say make your organogram the cloth train about lavation. So that's how it must be. That they check. If it's O&M, that must train them, Baba training, so that Iskaba Mola for 2 years is a very thanks.
Ra leboa councillor Motolla ke dumela hore e fitlhile a ke re se segolo ko reng they have to train them. Manager, executive manager, we have to now what type of a training, then remove yo. Thank you very much. Next question.
Thank you very much.
Councillor Mutata.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Infra 16, the municipality managed to achieve 100% MIG expenditure, which is appreciated. Question A, how many projects were implemented through MIG grant? Please list the projects and their status. Number B, how did the department encounter a challenge of 244,646,000 rands? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Executive Manager.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. Question 2, the answer to question 2A is that 6 projects were implemented and 1 project is subdivided into 5 contracts. And project 2 is subdivided into 11 contracts. The table has been attached, or the table below indicates the subdivision of the project. I don't know, Chairperson, if you want me to read this, or we can leave it at this level and then we will then have follow-up questions, and then I can move to answer to question B, which is indicating that the municipality did not encounter any challenges in terms of the 244,646,000 that have been recorded. However, the capturing of the expenditure was done under the column year challenges in that one.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Is there anything from MPAC members? Councillor Magota.
Thank you very much, Chair. Through you, Executive Manager, can we go to Infra 16? I want to make a follow-up on answer number B. If you said in your answer number B that 244 was captured in a wrong column, that's what you said. So I want to check with you, because I'm having this performance report with me. I wanted you to go to page 75 of 244. Are we there? Thank you very much. So can you tell us which one is the expenditure between 244 that you said it was captured in a wrong column, and 213, which we see on the expenditure column? And which one is the expenditure between the two?
Executive Manager.
Thank you very much for you, remember. The expenditure is the 244 million that has been captured under the challenges. The 213 is not the correct expenditure. The 244 is the correct expenditure. Hence we said there's no challenges.
Any follow-up? Councillor Mabuta.
Thank you, Chair. We have checked about the 244, which was captured in a wrong column, which is a column of challenges. And then now we are seeing 213. And the executive manager is saying the correct one is 244. So it's an error on top of an error. That's what he's saying. He did not even see, when we asked about the 244, that he made an error to the community or to council and gave them the 218, which he said is the expenditure, whereas it's not. So that what I wanted to check with him is if he did not see when we asked about the 244 that it was captured in a wrong column, he did not see that he already put the wrong expenditure on the expenditure column. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Mabote. Is there anything from MPAC members or Mr. Executive Manager Infra? Do you still have anything to say? Or are they all what you have explained?
Yeah, Chairperson, let me acknowledge the input from the Honorable MPAC member and indicate that by the time of submitting the report, I think the expenditure that could be verified by that time while waiting for finance to release the final report was at 2:30, meaning that when we capture the last verified expenditure, instead of removing the initial captured expenditure, there was an oversight of putting the latest expenditure next to the previous reported expenditure. That 244 is the final verified expenditure.
Thank you very much. Is there anything again from MPAC members? There is it, an emphasis on 244, that is the correct expenditure. To us, 213 is not. I can just say to our executive manager that let's avoid doing those mistakes, especially on side of finance. Put a very big eye on them before you can, or re-look onto them before you can put them in your books. That's the only thing that I can say. Let's go to the next question, question number 3, Infra 22.
Thank you very much, Chair. The department managed to achieve 100% planning and implementation of receipt as per business plan. Our question, please provide a list of and status of the receipt project implemented during this financial year 2021 and 2022, and those that were not completed in the previous financial year 2020 and 2021. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. The answer to question 3A, a WISIT project being implemented in 2021-2022 financial year and their status on the table below. Talane, which is 100, Les Fontaine, 100, and Sinawarana, 100, Kuromu, 98, and then Brana, 100, PEX, 100%, Rataka, Makrosa, Avon, A and B. This one is phase 1, and 2 combined, which is at 95. We've got Manaka, which is 98, we've got Italian, 80, and Dendron, 100, Maritera, 100%. Villas Gate is phase 1, and Promo also phase 1. They are all at 100%. Okay, moving on to the ones that were implemented in 2020-21. Talane 100%, Les Fontaine is 100, but is waiting for electricity, and Manaka, this one is at 98%. We are waiting for ESCOM to reconnect or to refurbish their meter box. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Councillor Hamisi, Councillor Mabote, Councillor Mutata will follow. Councillor Hamisi.
Thanks, Chairperson. I just want to ask only one question. I don't understand on this stages of the project and the progress. I see there are projects where they are saying they are completed 100%, but also there are projects they say they are in construction stage, but their overall progress is 100%. I don't understand them. How can a project that is on construction stage be 100%? Can they at least clarify the question?
Councillor Mawota, I think you are noting them executive manager. Or Councillor Masukami.
Thanks, Dr. I see you have listed the project, but I can see that there is no Kove here. Kove is for 2020-2021. It is not featuring anywhere. Where is Kove?
Councillor Mutata.
All right, thank you very much, Chairperson. I'm covered.
Maybe before you can answer, where Councillor Hamisi have asked, he asked about the 100%, which is a construction stage, and also where it says complete is 100%. Maybe to complete is 100%. Some of the construction are also 100%. Maybe just to clarify all of them so that we don't take time on one question. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you very much.
I will morao Councillor Mutulare. But for me, light is no more dark.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think we are noting the different weighting with the same percentage that we reported. But maybe going forward, we need to emphasize on our stages, because the 100% is, we are indicating that the contractor has done scope of work that we have given you. However, when we say still under construction, you find that there's ESCOM activity that needs to happen there. So that when you see some activities happening, you must not say you said it's 100% is completed. But I think going forward, what we need to do, we'll use one weighting and just emphasize on the outstanding issues that they need to be done. Mostly is ESCOM activities that needs to be done there.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Is there anything from MPAC members? Councillor Mutulla.
The waiting of construction stage and completed, and there is construction. There are some that is 100% and it says construction, there are some is completed. But now I want to go to the issue that of saying it can be 100%, but you find that the issue is ESCOM. Now, when a contractor bid, the finances
of ESCOM are included, maybe it will be assisted by finance. The issue of ESCOM is included in the same amount that the person is bidding for. So if the project doesn't have ESCOM, we can't say it's 100%. Unless if for the contractor to pay ESCOM is something separate. But if it's at the same package that he has bidden for from the municipality, therefore it becomes 100% when everything is completed. We have paid him everything, we don't owe each other, and the delay of ESCOM is between him and ESCOM, but we gave him money to pay for those transformers and everything. So I want it to be clear like that. We must not say we're waiting ESCOM and then we put ESCOM as if it's another phase of the project. It's one thing. When they bid, the CFO put money for ESCOM inside whatever. When it becomes 1 million, I think even the money for ESCOM is inside. Unless if it's separate, we must be assisted there. So that we agree that when it's 100% and then there is no ESCOM, there must be an application for whatsoever. But if the money we are paying contractors, include the money for him to pay for ESCOM inside. So let's agree that if ESCOM has not arrived, it's not 100%. Because 100% means completion and handing over the project to the community members. So which means we'll have project with 100% but not been handed over to the community, but in our archives, it's 100% completed. Thanks, Chair.
Councillor Mtata. Councillor Maskamilini. Okay.
Thank you very much. When the director tells of the question on ESCOM, he reminds me that there was a planned meeting between this municipality and ESCOM on I think it was on the 7th of August. Can we get maybe an update? Because in each and every project, the problem is ESCOM. The problem of each and every project is ESCOM. Maybe if we can be clarified on the update of that particular meeting that was held on the 7th. Thank you.
Executive Manager.
Before that,
oh, Councillor Mascom.
Yeah, the Executive Manager didn't answer whether it's because always and the project is for 2020-2021.
Oh, Kobe project.
Yes, all the projects.
Executive Manager, take them on.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, through you, Municipal Manager. We are noting the input from Councillor Mtola. The issue at ESCOM, what we normally do, we pay for connection, only connection fee. ESCOM then will bring the infrastructure which belongs to their books, their assets. So we will then adjust our percentage based on the input. We, Councillor Mtata, yes, the meeting happened with ESCOM, and then we have agreed that ESCOM should come back on the 22nd of September because during that meeting, their focus was mainly on new connections. And we said to them, go back and bring all the projects that are happening under CDM, including the one with stolen transformers. So we've agreed that we'll have a follow-up meeting on the 22nd, and it won't be the last. We will be meeting monthly with ESCOM to get a progress report. We have also realized that as MPAC has recommended to Council, saying that we need to start with the application of ESCOM connection as early as the day we hand over the project to community or to contractor. We have started this August in terms of handing over the project. So all site establishment certificate will be processed if we are having the issue application for ESCOM, only for those projects that are in need of ESCOM connection line. So we are taking that into consideration. The project here, Kobe 2020-2021, if I recall, I think Kobe was 1920, just before the COVID. If I recall, it was, but we will then include it in future so that you can be able to track it. But this project was implemented just before the COVID time. But for the sake of progress, tracking the progress by the members, we will include it because it's also having the challenges of electricity. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Councillor Mtata.
Yeah, I think when they meet ESCOM on the 22nd, also ESCOM has this tendency of supplying the wrong transformers. We have witnessed that in what we call that place, Damatisi, wherein the contractor made an application for 25 kP VA, then they supplied 16. So people were unable to drink water because of that particular transformer that wasn't ordered, that was wrongly supplied. So the question of supplying wrong transformers must also be emphasized in that particular meeting by ESCOM. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anything? Manager, you are done.
From the Honorable Councillor.
Noted.
Yes.
MPAC members, shall we go to the next question? Question 4, Infra 33.
Thanks, Chairperson.
Councillor Maskome, thank you.
Infra 33, the department failed to meet the target and it was reported that Section C of the project was stopped for more than 12 months due to community conflicts. Question A, since it was reported that Section C of the project was stopped, what is the status of Section A and Section B of the project? Question B, when was the project started? C, which grant is used to fund the Infra 33 since the inception of the project?
Thank you so much, Chairperson. And may I request Executive Manager's Council to read the response.
Thank you very much, Municipal Manager. The answer to question 4A is that Section A is at 95% and the contractor is busy finalizing the package plan. Section B is at 97%. We are waiting for RAL to inspect the road crossing, as well as fencing and energization of the pump station by ESCOM. Section B, in fact, question B, Section A, the project started on the 16th of March 2018, and Section B also started 16th March 2018. Answer to question C, the project is funded by Municipal Infrastructure Grant. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Any follow-up from MPAC members? Councillor Maskome.
Chairperson, as the Executive Manager is indicating that or maybe Section B is at 97 and is waiting for RAL. I just want to check because this thing of RAL is not differ that much from ESCOM. To check how long did they make this application for RAL so that they would allow us to cross the road?
The follow-up, the Executive Manager.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Through you, Municipal Manager. The application for RAL crossing was done a long time ago, although I don't have exact date.
And what happens that the approval was granted, the road crossing is already done. What we wanted them to do is to come and confirm the way we have done our backfilling of the road, so that they can be able to be assured that we have done it based on their specification. They've allowed us to close the road and leave a portion wherein they will come and do the testing. So that's the only area that we are saying that we cannot totally close the road before they have done their testing. We will engage them so that they can fast track in terms of issues of inspection. The crossing approval is already given. We have done it. We just want them to come and inspect.
Okay, waiting for inspection only. There is it. There is progress. Next question. In absence of any hand, Councillor Piet.
Okay, no thanks, Chairperson. Question 5, Infra 34. The target was not met due to poorly performing service provider who was terminated. Question A, how many service providers were or are involved in the implementation of the project? Question B, please elaborate on their performance, which should be able to highlight 1, the date in which the project started, 2, the status of the project, scope of work allocated being implemented by each service provider, 3, challenges encountered or delays if the project not completed, allocated scope of work. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Piedi.
Thank you, Chair. May I request the Executive Manager's College to read the response?
Thank you, Municipal Manager. The answer to question 5A, we are indicating that 11 service providers are involved in the implementation of the project. And answer to question B, we have provided a table wherein we have listed the service providers who are involved in the project, including the name of the contractor, the start date, the status, the scope of work allocated, and challenges encountered. Page 8 and page 9 up to page 10 of the project is a list of the projects that are, or rather contractors that are involved in this Infra 34. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Maybe before follow-up question, I'm receiving the apology of MMC Infrastructure to join us. Still having another meeting. Follow-up, thank you.
Thank you very much. Chair, allow me to check with the Executive Manager Infrastructure as to which one service provider was terminated amongst the 11 that he has listed here, because as you check his report, I can see poor performance all the service provider, or almost all the service providers, generally poor performance. So can you go check out which one Loring is terminated, and then why others are not terminated because they are more poor performance, and the reason for terminating on his challenge column, it's poor performance. Thank you very much.
Executive Manager.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. The first contractor there, who is at 5%, is replacing the contractor was terminated, the NJR contractor. The reason why this one was terminated was, yes, indeed, poor performance, but it was coupled with financial challenges because it was not it was just a poor performance wherein they were not doing anything because of financial challenges that they were experiencing. But these other ones, although they've got some element of poor performance, but there's that willingness of completing the project. They are on site, they are busy pushing so that they can conclude the project. But the one who was terminated was having serious challenges also on financial issues, hence the decision of terminating. The other ones, they are completing the project as we speak, they are almost there, but penalties will be applied for late completion, Chairperson, as per the project management guidelines. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Any follow-up? Councillor Pig.
Okay, no. Thanks once more, Chairperson. I'm seeing answer number A speaking of 11 service providers. And counting here, yes, I'm seeing 11 written service providers, but Recruiter Management Services, it's repeating itself, which is now taking us to 10 service providers. Maybe the Executive Manager can assist in that regard. Thanks.
Executive Manager.
Thank you, Chairperson, through you, Municipal Manager. The name of the service provider mentioned, Recruiter, yes, they are repeating, because they've been awarded 2 contracts. The first one is already, if you can check progress, is already at 95%. And the second one is the one that was just recently awarded, which is still at 5%. It's not a mistake, they've got 2 contracts.
Councillor Mabuta.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, our question on 1 says how many service providers were involved, and then I think the Executive Manager should have included the very same service provider that was terminated because it was involved from the first place. So, and even on the column of challenges, they cannot just say poor performance, knowing that all the service providers have poor performance. You should have included that they were performing poorly, and even they had financial constraints. Because now when you look at the report, we will think that he was biased on terminating 1 contract based on performance, whereas we have multi-contracts which have poor performance as well. You should have included financial constraints. And the very same contractor must be involved, because we said how many were involved. Thank you very much, Chair.
Executive Manager.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'm noting the input from Councillor Mabote. We will then indicate the issue of financial constraints in order to differentiate the other performance from this one, which was terminated. The involvement of the terminated service provider I think we will indicate, we'll then bring them in on board and just indicate that they were terminated. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Executive Manager. Those projects are long due. Let's make sure that where there are some gaps, we fill so that we continue with the good work. Thank you very much. Next question 6.
Thanks, Chair. Question 6, DPEMS 23 under Infrastructure Department. The Infrastructure Department failed to create 300 EWP work opportunities during the 4th quarter due to insufficient project to create work opportunities. As a corrective measure, the department reported to align project from planning stage to labor-intensive method. Number A, when the target was set, which tool was used to guide the target? Question B, Why did the department fail to review the target, since they knew that the project was not sufficient to create job opportunities? Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much, Chair. May I request Executive Manager Scowley to read through the questions?
Executive Manager Deepems?
No,
it's Executive Manager
Infrastructure.
Yes.
Okay, continuation.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, Municipal Manager. The answer to question 6A is that the guidelines from the Department of Public Works, which focuses on the available budget, were used. Answer to question B, the department could not review the target downwards for the sake of achieving as per performance guidelines, but rather improve on the planning of the target. Thank you, Chairperson.
Any follow-up from MPAC members? Ilukil, Councillor Mabot.
Thank you very much. The answer on question B, it's very much interesting. They are not going to review for the sake of achieving, downwards for the sake of achieving. So they will rather improve on planning of targets. So I want to check with the executive manager as to what are their plans, because it shows on the target that they have tried to improve on the planning of the targets and they failed again. That is why they did not achieve. So I want to check what were their plans and why did they fail on their plans to improve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Through you, Municipal Manager. Our plans was to see that for us to achieve the target, we need to rotate on jobs that are being created by these programs or projects that we are implementing. The challenge that we encounter was that on the ground there, some of the laborers were employed for the duration of the project, which makes it difficult for us to start rotating them. But now the new plan is that as and when we employ the new laborers for the new programs, they will be signing contract maybe 6 months, then you rotate them, you bring another group. That rotation will then help us to achieve the target. And when we plan now, we will do our best to minimize the utilization of machinery so that most of the work can be done by labor. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Any follow-up? Done. Next question. Question 7.
The department managed to achieve 100% provision of personal protective equipment to qualifying employees in line with the available budget. Which qualifying employees received the personal protective equipment? Why did the department overspend on the budget?
Thank you so much, Chairperson. May I request Acting Corporate Services Manager, Mr. Mahoma, to read through the response?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Greetings to the Chairperson, Honorable MPAC members, and my colleagues. The response to question A is that the employees who qualified to receive PPE were in no order of preference: fire services, fleet registry, general assistance, stores, meter readers, water quality, and operations and maintenance. And I should say that biasness was more inclined to the service delivery oriented departments like your fire, meter readers, water quality, and operations and maintenance. Thanks, Chairperson.
Number B.
Okay. We are saying there was no overspending as the budget reflected for PEE includes the one which was rolled over from the previous year, previous financial year of 2020-2021. Thanks.
Any Councillor Mabota, follow up. Councillor Mutata, follow up.
Thank you very much, Chair. Acting Executive Manager, you must tell the Executive Manager that we are saying congratulations on the new one. But we cannot assume, or a lay person cannot assume that when you wrote 2.6 year and you're telling us that you have spent 3.3, then there was a rollover. So you must explain when you write there that there was a rollover of 800,000 or something like that, so that we can understand, or why did you overspend. Thank you very much.
Councillor Mutata.
Yeah, I'm concurring with the previous speaker that I really do pay. If there is anything that has been rolled over from the previous year, and in case it is rolled over from the previous year, why are you adding it to expenditure instead of adding it to the budget? If maybe, I don't know the method that can be used here to record it, because you need to indicate that is 2.6 million plus the rollover of so much, that makes that 3.3 million, so that each and every one of us can understand what is it that is taking place here. Because recorded as it is, it shows that there is an overspending on the part of CPSD 11. So how do we record that the rollover when you take it from the previous year and coming to the present financial year? How do we record it? Maybe if the CFO is here, the acting CFO is here, maybe they will clarify the matter, because they're saying it's a rollover on the part of expenditure. How is it possible? Thank you very much.
Acting CFO,
if possible.
If possible. Is it possible? Acting CFO, go or try yourself, and then you will write Tagani for acting CFO.
Through you, I think the first part of Councillor Mabote, we are noting the concerns and comments. And the second question arising from Councillor Mutata, to say, I thought it was a comment to say maybe in future we should put in a footer to say what has been rolled over vis-a-vis what is the current budget, so that people, when they read the reports, they mustn't get confused. It must be clear as water to say, as we are unfolding this PPE project, this is the total amount, hence the expenditure. That's the first part. The other part, I'm not so sure. Through you can like direct the 18 seafood ones.
Yeah, but
I think he needs to explain the question again. I don't think the CFO would respond.
Yes. There is it. Thank you very much. I agree with it. Or Councillor Mutata,
but we need to
by unpack.
Maybe the correct way of recording it.
Okay.
And the records are with the CFO. Maybe they will help us, so that in future we won't be referring these issues to the CFO. We'll be saying you should have done this and that.
Where is it? Acting CFO.
Good morning, Chairperson. Through you, During the 2019-2020 financial year, when we did the draft, when we did the adjustment budget, the rollovers were included in that budget. The budget was brought to the council for approval, and the budget with the rollovers were approved. So there was no overspending in the financial year because there were two budgets, one the rolled over budget and the annual budget. I agree with the members' input that maybe in future we will just disclose expenditure against the rollover amount and expenditure against the current year's budget. And I think then that will clarify, give clarity to the information. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. She added. Thank you very much. Next question. Question 8. CPSD 24, 32.
Yes. Thank you, Chairperson, and greetings to the Acting Executive Mayor. The question says that the department failed to implement the above projects due to non-responsive bids. A, what are the benefits of implementing the projects vis-a-vis the negative impact of not meeting the targets? Number B, since the bids were re-advertised, did the municipality manage to appoint service providers? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now is the time.
Thank you so much, Chair. May I request Mr. Makhoba, the Executive Manager, the Corporate Services, to read through the response?
Thank you so much. Through you, The response to question A, the benefits, availability of Wi-Fi to community as well as improved network cabling at the remote offices. What happened is that we have enhanced the old cables from Cat 5 to Cat 6 cabling. And this the other part, which is the negative part or negative impact, is that there's going to be non-availability of the network for community to use and no faster networks for processing. Then response B is that the bids for community Wi-Fi is a specification, and the one for network cabling is at adjudication stage within the supply chain management processes. Thanks, Chairperson.
Any follow-up? Councillor Mutula.
No, thanks, Chair. Mine is just on the non-responsive. This is the only department. Every time if there's an advert for like fire services, you'll get non-responsive, and then now here there's an issue again. So I'm just checking on this non-responsive. What is happening actually? Because you as corporate, you are governance. When you talk about government, we're talking about corporate department. And then there was a director speaking about the organogram, and I think it falls under your department again. So there is a lot of issues that we are not happy with this corporate service. And it's not, and that's why we always talk about it in council everywhere, that corporate, it doesn't start now, leadership. Today, I told me today, corporate services, it has got it's slow. So I wanted to clarify this non-responsive. What's happening? Because there's non-responsive, and then now you are saying you are on the adjudication and whatsoever. Can you please explain those non-responsive? And then the other issue that I want you to explain is on the rollovers that you are talking about. If you can answer, I just want to ask you, do you have rollovers from the budget you had for training? If you can answer that one, do you have a rollover to this financial year that has been rolled over to this financial year from the previous financial year? And the other one that I want to check with you, the reason why I'm saying, I think maybe if the corporate MMC for corporate is here, must just note this thing. The reason why we're saying your department is not doing well at all. It's not doing well. We wrote a memo, and then we requested that ethics must be capacitated. It was in February. And then we came to public hearing. We said to the director, did you see our memo? Said, no, I didn't see the memo. I'll go and check the memo. We took a resolution. So we don't know whether we write to you and then you take those things, you throw them out of the window. We're not even getting a response, a mere response to say we can't do it now, we'll do it when, or we're still checking, or we're still waiting for what. It's just silent like that from February. Now we're in October. We're saying capacitate this committee. It's not happening. So can you please clarify on those things? And don't forget the one that I raised now of the memo we wrote of ethics that was written in February. We came to public hearing. We asked the gentleman, and then he said he'd go and look into it. He promised that I didn't see the memo. I don't know whether it was written in a white font or whatsoever. He said he didn't see it. So can you please clarify as leadership?
Wearing executive manager. We farmer. Okay.
No, thank you so much, Chairperson. Okay. There are a number of issues that Councillor Motole is raising here, Honourable Chair, and I'll try to navigate through the questions without the issue about the replication of tenders being advertised, especially in terms of the fire services. And it's because fire services is one area which is specialized. So if, and it's very highly regulated kind of an environment. So as and when we advertise and they're not meeting the requirements, unfortunately we have to re-advertise. That's number one. The issue about organogram, I'm not so sure what are the issues about organogram. With your permission, Chairperson, I would like that one to be shelved, maybe to be investigated. The performance of corporate services, we know that particular one. We'll present it to the ESCO. Every Monday we're having an ESCO to deal with the generic performance of the municipality. The rollover budgets, for example, the councillor mentioned the issue about trainings, that yes, indeed, if we had the budget the previous year, we didn't spend it, we'll roll over, it will augment the current budget. So instead of training 10 people, we'll train 20 or 30, because we had the budget arising from the previous year that will be inclusive of the current year. The memo about the ethics committee, Councillor Madul. No, you said MPAC. Or MPAC to be capacitated. Okay, that one Chairperson will have to investigate it further, because I don't know what happened to the memo. I was not briefed in terms of that particular one. Yeah, I think that's the response, Chairperson.
Follow up. Oh, sorry.
I can see MM's hand.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I think Mr. Mohammed dealt with the issues, particularly the issue of the MPAC training. I think is a matter that would, on agent basis, look into it, inclusive of the reasons why the request has not been attended to. But what will be key will be
even because the leadership who's here is for corporate. And it's when I accounting office, we are giving it to you. Because we'll never get the municipality proper if our governance is not proper. If people, they don't clock in time at work. So please, accounting office, assist these corporate services. There was a report on when I went to the training department. I was looking for the result of one of the results of where I was attending. There is a guy who resigned a long time ago. He signed the memo when I was collecting the result. The memo that he signed to authorize that thing. I asked, this guy has been long time left this municipality. We pay attention to details to everything. People there are not working, chief. So we're giving it to you that go and zoom and the MMC for corporate. Who's that? MMC for corporate.
Oh,
well, some fella pay. Look, you can hey, please, let's zoom in that department and assist it. Please, there is a lot of things that are happening in that department. There is negligence. People are not doing their work there. And I would say, it's either or but something need to be done. Accounting officer, zoom into that thing with a is good on that. I trust him. I didn't know it's you. He's good on that. That's why he's acting today. So we hope that that thing will be faster tracked. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
What home? Another MPAC when now the elevator. MPAC. Don't do with others. And then the next question is question 9, CPSD 36.
Thanks, Chair.
No.
The department did not meet the 100% procurement of office furniture due to supplier not delivering all requested office furniture procured. Question A, did the service provider deliver the remaining office furniture? B, if yes, when were they delivered? C, if not, what are the challenges? It's corporate CPSD 36. Thank you.
Executive Manager.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. The response to CPS 36 question 9, number A is saying yes, all the remaining office furniture were duly delivered to the municipality offices. Answer to question B, yes, furniture was delivered on the 3rd of August 2022. And the last one is none, there are no challenges.
Thank you, Acting Executive Manager. Any follow-up? Silence means content. Next question. 10. FD 11.
Thanks, Chair. Question 10. The department failed to install smart meters due to the delay in holding public participation meeting with stakeholders. During the public hearing held on the 8th June 2022, it was reported that the public participation has been held at Lebellangumbi and Molemole municipality. The only outstanding is Blueberg municipality. A comprehensive report will be prepared once the process has been finalized for all 3 municipalities. The responses given during the public hearing are contrary to the challenges and corrective measures highlighted in the report 4th quarter, as it contained the same information as the 3rd quarter reported. Question A, why did the 4th quarter performance reported contain the same challenges and corrective measure as the 3rd quarter performance report? Question B, Which information is reliable between the two courts, the two reports? C. Please provide a portfolio of evidence for the session held in Lepelle Nkumbi and Molemole Municipality, as reported on the 8th June 2022. Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you very much. MM.
Thank you, Chair. May I request the acting CFO, Ms. Mariette Fender, to respond to read through the response.
Thank you, MM. Thank you, Chairperson. With regards to point number A, the delay in the public participation meeting by stakeholders, as the challenge was reported as the challenge, and the assistance by the executive mayor was reported as the corrective measures in the same third and fourth quarter target and report. Number B, both reports are reliable. Number C, public participation report is attached. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Acting CFO. Councillor Mabota, follow up.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, we don't have a problem with the fact that they wrote or the issues that they wrote. Our issue is that which engagement, because on the third quarter, they said they are awaiting EM to engage on public participation. And then when we went to the public hearing, they said they held public participation in Lepelle Nkumbi and Molemole. So here again, they are still saying engagement with the Office of the EM for public participation. That is where lies the problem. Because last quarter, you gave us progress. Why are you reversing it, saying that there will be engagement with the Office of EM on public participation? And then we want to check with you if it's unfortunate that the EM today is not going to speak, but we wanted to check if the people are willing to participate on the issue, because we don't want to go back, or we don't want to incur a recurring query. So unfortunately the EM is not going to speak, but that's the issue, that unless if the MM will guide us, or the MM will give us a briefing as to how are the people taking it, so that we can move forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Mabota. Any follow-up? MM or Acting CFO? Who is to answer that? Acting CFO.
Thank you, Chairperson. In the third quarter, we had challenges with all three local municipalities. We then engaged the Office of the Executive Mayor to assist. We then had successful public participation processes in Lepelle Nkumbi and then in Molemole. And then we did not complete the public participation process for Blouberg. We then requested for assistance again from the Office of the Executive Mayor to intervene in order for us to close off the public participation process in Blouberg. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Acting CFO. Right, Councillor Mabota, legal.
Isn't it that they've engaged the office, then there were progress? So now they are saying in every public participation, they will go to the Office of the EM to engage her, to assist always. Isn't it that when they go to the Office of the EM, Then they told the EM that we want to do public participation in Blowback, Lepelengkubi, and Molemole. And then the EM intervened. Why are they going back to the office of the EM? It cannot be a challenge here, because she intervened at first. So why is it a challenge again that they want her to assist?
When Councillor Mutula also raising up his hand, I think acting CFO, you will note them down. Councillor Mutula.
Thanks. Mine is on the accounting officer and the CFO, just to check, based on the feedback that we got from these community members, is it giving us a green light to start with implementation, or we are not safe in terms of we can't implement? I want to check. We have done the public participation, but based on what they give, the feedback from the community members, where are we as the municipality? Can we start implementing, or Isanyaka or re buelle gape mo bona re ba engage gape ba kwana le yona na, so that we know we have done public participation, but we don't go and force to install these things without them agreeing that we must do it. So I want to check, what is our status now? Can we start implementing, or we still have to fix other things? Thanks.
Thank you, Chairperson. The feedback from the community was very positive. And then I think we are in the process of starting with the implementation. We've drafted the implementation plan, which will serve in the Executive Management Committee either this week or next week. And then from there, we'll start procuring the smart meters for implementation thereof. Thank you, Chairperson.
Follow up. Now, when we were doing these things, you were together with the infrastructure department. When we were doing public participation, were you with infrastructure department? Because most of the issues they were raising in the community, it involves them. Where they were, you check in Blueback, they tell you that the package plant are not giving them water. They want to order 24 hours. You check in Lepelle, they are raising issues. So I want to check that infrastructure department was part of these meetings. Thanks.
Acting CFO.
Thank you, Chairperson. Yes, infrastructure was part of the public participation progress.
Are you good? Yeah. Okay. Let's proceed to the next question. 11. DPAMS 36. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Chairperson. The target for formation of youth into technology corps has not met due to challenges stated in the report. What corrective measures did the department take to expedite the processes of signing MOU? Thank you.
Manager.
Yeah, I think the acting executive manager DPAMS would read through the response. Thank you, Chair.
Good day, Chairperson, and thanks, MM. The response to the question is yes, a letter was written to Bank Sita to transfer the funds directly to Sadiko, and we are still awaiting feedback.
Thank you. Executive Manager, follow up.
No, I remember Council talking about the letter written to Bank Sita. So I wanted to check with the acting executive manager there that after the response, is the response going to give us a green light to sign the MOU? Because we were talking about the expedition of signing the MOU here. So the letter I know about it. So can you go to feedback? Are we going to sign this thing, Rajola Pelina?
Executive Manager.
Thank you again, Chairperson. It's a difficult one to answer because it will depend. It will depend on what the response is going to be. If it's going to be a positive one, yes, then it will enable us. But if it's not going to be a positive one, then it will need another kind of intervention. Thank you.
Is there anything again from members? In absence of any, let's go to the next question, 12.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The target was not met due to a service provider delaying the delivery of the extraction equipment, and various departments across the municipality continued to suffer or unable to meet the targets due to delay of non-delivery of equipment or goods by service providers, e.g. MOC, PSD 36, LECO, CMSD 1. Did the municipality manage to receive the extraction equipment? If not, when is the delivery expected to be finalized? C, what action did the municipality take to enforce service providers to deliver goods and service as per agreement? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Mabote. Community Services Executive Manager.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. All protocol observed. Through UMM, the answer to question 12, starting with A, is yes. The extrication equipments were delivered on the 1st August 2022. The question B is not applicable as they were delivered. And on C, we are saying the equipments were ordered abroad and regular follow-ups were made with the service provider who kept on giving regular updates until delivery. Thank you.
Any follow-up? Councillor Mabot? Okay. Resap. Thank you, Mr. Machaba. The next question, 13.
Thanks once again, Chairperson. Question 13, Auditor General of South Africa Action Plan. According to the Auditor General of South Africa Action Plan, the municipality did not manage to resolve all queries raised during the 2020-2021 financial year. Question A, what are the challenges for not resolving all queries raised? B, will the municipality be able to resolve remaining queries before the Auditor General of South Africa could start with the audit processes? And C, if not,
what would be the impact of not addressing those queries towards the 2021-22 audit opinion?
AGSA, MM.
Thank you, Chair. May I give to Mariette, acting CFO, to respond? Question number 13.
Thank you, Chairperson. With regards to the audit findings that were raised in the 2021 year, one of them was the distribution losses, the percentage of the distribution losses that is extremely high, and it still remains high. Unfortunately, in addressing that audit finding, CDM will have to invest severely in the upgrading of the infrastructure system, because the two goes hand in hand. So for the budget of the new financial year, we have allocated funds to the operation and maintenance unit in order for them to assist in upgrading the infrastructure, so that the losses that we encounter from our water system to the consumers can be less, and therefore we will be in a position to reduce the distribution loss that we experience on a monthly and annual basis. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Acting CFO. Councillor Mabota.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm very much happy that the acting CFO realized that they did not answer us on the answers that they brought to us here. Now you tried to answer what we were questioning. Your answers here, it seems as if you did not want to answer us. So now you are trying to answer. You are not even reading these answers that you wrote. Thank you very much.
I will read the answer then as it is.
No. I'm not saying that you must read the answer as it is, because the answer as it is not responding to our questions. You were responding to our questions when you try to answer now. If you read the answer, then the questions, the follow-up questions will be many. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Councillor Mabote. Thank you, Acting CFO. Shall we go to the last question, which is question 14? Are we on number 14?
Yes. Question 14.
Overall performance management. In terms of the Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000 and regulations, section 41, subsection 1D, the municipal manager, what steps have you taken to improve performance with regard to priorities and objectives where targets were not met? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairperson. The response is as follows. A, continuous monitoring, evaluation and implementation of corrective measures will serve to improve the performance. Thanks so much.
There is the answer. Councillor Mabote, follow up. Councillor Mudulla, follow up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. As I drained over, what's MPAC answer ayona. Asirinya kanga mo MPAC kaurira lapsich. There's no monitoring, there's no evaluation. They are always telling us that there's continuous monitoring. And about fire on MMO library in Trifedi. Financially, if you auto continue monitoring evaluation, this answer is answer always a public hearing, and we said this is not the answer that we are looking for. And about failure on Askis Marasi. Thank you very much.
No, I think part of the issue Councillor Mabatu addressed, because when we speak about monitoring, when we come, we ask them to give us the monitoring tool that they use so that we can see what we are using to monitor these things. It becomes difficult for us to see that tool that we are using to monitor. So we're not saying that we are against the answer, but we're just saying that when we say we are monitoring, it means there must be a tool, a monitoring tool that we are using to monitor that those issues like issue of oversight, whereby the colleagues will say there was an oversight on figures and all kinds of things. So I think maybe she put it. But now, the one I'm bringing, it's an MPAC issue that I think you will have to respond. We'll hear your side of the story. The MPAC is complaining, and we came here one day. We spoke to the former. The predecessor who just handed over to you, and then I remember even where she was seated there in front, said to her that the MPAC is not getting full support, and MPAC is not in like any other committee. It's a committee of council. The work we are doing is too much work, so we'll go to a project and then and see and go and visit 3 projects in one day, and there's no water. Thank God today there is water, tap water that we're drinking. There's no water, there's no food. And when we're asking why are we being treated like this, because, or maybe it's because you want us to be tired when we meet those contractors there, so that we must not ask the questions, because that's how during the regime they were operating. They make you to be tired. They call meeting at 8, and then the meeting started at 4, and then you are angry, you are tired, and then you can't even ask important issues. And then they said they have written a memo to your office. And then we don't know whether you are like cooperative in yourself, but you were not, I would say, but you are not like that. Because corporate, even if we write to them, they throw those things out of the window. They don't even want to read. So I want to check with you. We've written to you the memo to say, please look into the budget of MPAC. We are struggling. At least if you can tell us as to we've been eating. It's not like we're not eating, Councillor Matad. We've been eating. All of a sudden, we don't know whether we're asking difficult questions, and then the executive went and sit and say, no, okay, Tavela Bana Ojari, Ari Buningale Menu Alele. Reberija Arsaja. So, and then the issue about Rogari Tavariemic office in Ya, Hopala Manari Schumann, or Hopala. Check a memo who respond. If we are no, it's about one because so maybe not Araba no more memo and to and then what is the way forward as to what will happen with the budget of MPAC? Thanks, Chairperson.
Thank you, Councillor Mutola. Chief Ibrahim Walid Felele Naka Genole. Asirila acknowledge Letsena Realevona. We have come in absence of any MPAC members. Okay, MM.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Maybe just to start with the first question or comment that came from both Councillor Mabot and Councillor Mutul. in terms of the measures to improve the performance, whereby we have actually responded indicating that we're handling that through the continuous monitoring, evaluation, and implementation of corrective measures. Maybe I need to expand on that and indicate what we mean by that so that councillors can have a better sense. It is true that perhaps there could have been some weaknesses in the system, and some of the issues that have been raised by MPAC. I've actually read through matters that MPAC have actually recorded as issues that the management and perhaps even the mayoral committee needs to work on for the improvement. But specifically in terms of the monitoring and evaluation, what we have done specifically as the executive management, particularly for this quarter, for the first month of the quarter, we sat down, we reflected as to, in our view, what are the key performance indicators and targets that are likely to be affected in terms of non-performance for whatever reasons. We've done that, and executive managers have made submissions to the executive management. We made a reflection on that, and one of the key performance indicators that probably might actually might not be successfully implemented related to the refurbishment of our fire stations in terms of the putting up toilets and other related issues that have been identified. We've looked into the reasons. We've looked into how we need to mitigate on that. For instance, for the one for Blueback, there is a sitting there. And then we've actually looked into how we need to attend to those issues and the expertise of our environmental services. How do they come in to deal with those issues? So these are the reflections that we did during our own evaluation of what is likely to be our performance during this quarter. And then there are other key performance indicators as well as targets that we've actually reflected on, which might be impacted and so on. So I'm just trying to be specific to say, much as the MPAC has got a concern that this has been the song that management has been singing, but in practical terms, that is what for this quarter we have started to do to make sure that we are very practical in how we deal with issues of non-performance and possible challenges that we encounter. The issues relating to the submission that has been made to the office of the MM, Chair, I might have not been as sure as to whether the submission has been made before or is the one that has been made recently. And if there is such submission that has been made recently, on my part, I have not seen it, but I acknowledge the issues that MPAC are raising here in relation to how do we support them for their work to roll out in a very effective and efficient manner. We shall look into that. There is also the cost containment policy that from the management we are applying. So we'll just actually have to match how these actually interrelate with the cost containment measures, and we're able to give the response to the office of the chairperson, and probably chairperson will share it with the MPAC committee in its next sitting. But we shall, on an agent basis, look into these issues and accordingly give a formal response that says how is the management going to support the MPAC. Thank you so much, chairperson.
Yes, the chair.
Councillor Mutula.
No, yeah, thanks. We'll appreciate if you come to with the response in our next meeting, so that we can engage with you directly with the response you'll be giving us. I'm saying this because it cannot be correct that cost containment applies when it comes to MPAC. Now, recently, we just approved that there must be a delegation to South Korea. And when you check on that delegation, there is 1 woman and 3 men, and I'm sure you're part of it. And that summit, it's a summit. It's a women's summit. And we compromise as a council that 3 men are going there, the chief whip, the speaker, and yourself as the accounting officer. And even when we have got women's caucus, that we can take a decision that they give us a delegation of only women that are going there. So we need to compromise sometimes and look into issues, Chair. It cannot happen that MPAC doesn't get a full support of the municipality. So we're compromising. So now we can call a council now this evening to say all men who are going there must come back, must then send women. Because I think it's a summit of women that is which happened in South Korea. Yeah. So thank you very much, Chair. So please, let's compromise. Wrong end.
Chair, if I may.
Wrong.
Chair, if I may put it for the record, the trip is not about the women delegation. It's about the...
We are finishing the meeting.
Yeah, Chair, I just thought I should put it for the record that the trip is not about the delegation of women from municipalities, but they are designated positions that have been identified by SALGA for the attendance of the Korean conference. That is the mayor, the speaker, the chief whip, and the municipal manager. That is in terms of the invite that came from SALGA. So for the record, I just wanted to put it. But otherwise, the issues that are raised for the MPAC, they are in our hands. We'll be able to respond. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MM. We have come to the end of our questions. Let me say to MM and executive management, knowing that the MMCs and chairpersons are also available, as MPAC, where there are gaps, let them be filled. Some of the portfolios, please pull up your socks so that we have a great improvement. Let the unfinished projects be finished, like the ESCOM issue and the RAL issue, and then it will make MPAC happy, and the whole municipality will be happy with the audit opinion. The next item is announcement. If any announcement, I don't have any in front of me. Medina, do you have? On the side of the management, there is nothing. Okay. So we go to the last question. Closure. The meeting is officially closed. Thank you very much for the support. The next time,